So we got the super exciting news that we won the major order. We did it. We eradicated the bots from the entire galaxy. And it's super cool because the only other game that did anything like this that I can think of is Helldivers 1, and I never really got to play that and enjoy that. So this is the first game where it's like, I can't fight the bots anymore. They're gone. That enemy has been deleted from the universe. We no longer have to face them, and it's really cool. But a lot of people are asking, okay, so what happens next? So let's talk about it. Let's speculate wildly and figure out what comes next now that the bots have been permanently gotten rid of. Now, obviously, the answer to everyone should be that they're going to bring them back some way, somehow, right? It makes no sense in a real world business, logical sense for them to eliminate an enemy that's literally half the game that they spent time developing, that they've been improving since launch. They've been adding new units, new art, all sorts of new things, right? So to expect them to never bring them back, that's unrealistic from a business perspective, and I understand why they're not going to do that. Now, the most obvious thing for them to do is a season like they did in Helldivers 1, where it's like, okay, we won the war resets, and we start over. But I don't want that to happen, and I don't think that's going to happen. I have a couple reasons for that. One, the devs have stated that they want longer wars, so they don't want this just happen over the course of a month like in Helldivers 1 and just reset. And honestly, I don't want that either. I think I would kill a lot of motivation for a lot of people that we've been working so hard to like liberate planets and move the story forward just to be told, okay, you won, we're resetting it, and none of that matters, right? It feels bad when that victory is tainted with, well, it doesn't really matter because if you lost, we'd reset it too, so it just doesn't matter, right? When you find out that it no longer matters, when you look behind the Dungeon Master screen and are told that it just doesn't matter, it becomes boring, and I think that would kill a lot of people's motivation. So I don't think we're going to see a Seasons-esque just full-on reset anytime soon. They want the war to be longer, but they also need to bring back the threat somehow because the community is ravenous. We're already decimating the bugs, and if they leave us for a week with nothing, I think we'll have conquered the entire galaxy and the war will be over. They don't want that. And it's obvious that Joel's trying to stop us. If you've played like on Hellmire today on Helldive, holy cow, we had like 4 Bile Titans, 6 Chargers, multiple patrols on landing. Like, it's obvious the bugs are swarming and they're trying their hardest to keep us from winning. So, what's going to happen? The most likely thing I think that's going to happen is this Thursday, the new Battle Pass comes out. And I think with the new Battle Pass coming out, they're going to introduce the Illuminate that they've been teasing for a while. And I think with that, they're either going to also introduce the cyborgs, or they're going to say something along the lines of, with the Illuminate coming back, they brought the automatons with them, or they brought reinforcements from other planets. I think that's the most likely, that we'll have a 3-pronged war and it will super spread us out. Or they'll bring the Illuminate in on Thursday, so we have a war on 2 fronts, and then that will give the automatons time to, rebuild, say that there's an uprising on Cyberstan, and start rebuilding their numbers, and then at a later time attack us and turn the 2-prong war into a 3-prong war. Those are the most likely scenarios. A more unlikely scenario, but one I'll put forth, is something that I might like to see or kind of could be cool, is we know that in the first game we fought the cyborgs, and the automatons are like the children of the cyborgs, so they're very similar but slightly different. I would also like if we brought the cyborgs in and said that, the automatons are gone. They're gone forever. You've wiped them out and we don't see them again, but they reuse the assets to create the cyborgs, who's a similar enemy, but not the same. So it'd be kind of cool for them to say, we made this promise and we kept it. You wiped the automatons out. They are gone forever. But here's the cyborgs, their parents who look kind of similar. We rehashed some of their models. So you still have kind of sort of the same enemy, but lore-wise, you still wiped out the automatons, so these are a different enemy altogether. They just kind of look similar and have the same assets. Another unlikely scenario, but one I'll throw forward that I kind of like, is the idea that they don't introduce things on Thursday and they let us take the bugs out, and then the galaxy's peaceful for like 1 day, and then all of a sudden they introduce all sorts of new enemies coming in from all the prongs, and all quiet on the Western Front, like, we won, there's no more plans to conquer, we're done, we think we won, and then we log in 1 day and, oh, there's a huge push towards Super Earth, everything's being lost, we're losing a war on 3 fronts, everything's surging. I like that idea, but I'm pretty sure that one's unlikely, because if they went a day where you couldn't play the game, people would absolutely riot, right? We're still seeing like 200, 300,000 people on the game at once. And if they just said, you can't play today, I'm fairly certain people would be pretty upset. So I don't think they're going to go that route. As cool as it would be for the story, I think, again, it doesn't make sense from a business perspective. I know that they would lose some goodwill from players who are like, I just bought the game and I can't play, right? That's not a good situation to be in, so I don't think that one's going to happen. Even more unlikely, but if you watched one of my previous videos, you'll know that we talked about the Helldivers that were joining our mission and getting on the Pelican and flying back to Super Earth, that there seemed to be some sort of glitched invaders who would join us on the planet who didn't have a Helldiver tag, who some people said that it was a glitch, some people said they were developers just joining the game and having fun. I propose that those could be like spies who are getting to Super Earth to cause an invasion, like the Gene Stealer cults from Warhammer. It's possible that those spies could be brought back up and that our theory could be proven right, and that those spies have caused some sort of sabotage, some sort of problem, and we see a rebellion coming from within because of that. I think that would be super cool, and I hope that happens, because obviously that was a theory I put forward, but I understand that that's not likely either, so I'm putting that in the not likely segment of what might happen. Also unlikely to happen, but I really hope it doesn't, is I hope they don't pull a Disney and just be like, hey, the automatons returned somehow, and give us no stories like, here they are to fight again because people say that they want to fight the bots again, people want to go back to Malevolent Creek, so guess what? The bots have just somehow come back and now you get to fight them again, right? There needs to be a story, a reasoning behind it. If they just cop out, again, I'll understand because they put time, effort, money into these enemies. I understand why they would want to bring them back. I understand some people like Malevolent Creek, some people like fighting the bots. I understand why they would do that, but to just say, yeah, they somehow came back and now you're dealing with it would be so lame after they've built up such a good story. So I think that Thursday, we're going to see the Illuminate finally join us, and we're going to see a war on 2 or 3 fronts to really get us re-engaged in the war, get us going. If we can make it to Thursday, like I said, we're pretty ravenous. We are taking planets. We might just wipe out the bugs before Thursday come if they don't do something drastic to slow us down, especially now that we're not split. When the community was split between the automatons and the bugs, we saw that, some planets we would actually lose because forces were split. Now that we're all on one area, we're going to take things so fast, and I think that's going to be a problem for the devs, which is again why Joel is throwing at us all the bugs to try and slow us down desperately. I think I've covered the most popular theories that have been popping up on Reddit. What's going to happen with the Illuminate, with the war resets, with things that happened in Helldivers 1. If I didn't cover something, tell me down below in the comments if there's a theory you have for what they're going to do to bring the automatons back, or if they are going to bring them back, or if they're going to introduce something new. Put it in the comments. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to discuss it. If you've made it this far, as always, thank you, like, subscribe, all that sort of stuff that we don't like to hear, but we have to say because algorithms. Thank you so much for watching, and have a blessed day.